So you're ready to find your dream home, and you found it. You're imagining yourself and your family in it. But there's one problem. The seller wouldn't even entertain an offer from you because you're not pre-approved. But guess what? Getting pre-approved is no longer a checkbox in today's competitive market. In this video, we're going to talk about the steps in getting pre-approved. By the end of it, you're going to feel confident that you're ready to put in an offer on your dream home. So let's dive in. So what is a pre-approval? It is a lender way of saying they're conditionally approving to lend you money up to a certain amount based on checking your documentation, which includes job history, credit score, and your financial information. It is not just a casual conversation. Let's pause for a second and address what a pre-qualification is. It is not the same as a pre-approval. And it is not the way to go forward to try and get you home. A pre-qualification is that casual conversation I mentioned earlier. You get on the phone, you tell the lender, hey, this is what I make. You don't provide any documentation. They take your word for it. And they kind of give you an estimate of what you can afford. So before you start the pre-approval process, here's some suggestions I would make. Take a deep dive into your finances. Look at your bank statement, credit card statement. Mark down everything you pay for. Lifestyles, choices, kids, extracurricular activities, what bills you have. And then figure out a budget of an amount you'll be comfortable paying for your mortgage. So why this step is important, you ask? Well, lenders only look at the facts. They do not know about your lifestyle. So it's important for you to go a step further and figure out what you want to keep in your lifestyle when adding a mortgage payment. So by setting a budget, you avoid becoming house poor. Don't forget to factor in rising costs for insurance, maintenance fees, and taxes. The lender doesn't consider this when doing your pre-approval. So once you've set that budget, it's time to get pre-approved. But who do you ask? Don't just Google it. Everybody has I'm the best lender, Google keywords. Here's what you should do. Talk to friends, family, or even the realtor you're going to use for suggestions of a lender that they can trust. Maybe they've worked with them. Once you're given a few names, you do your due diligence and research these lenders. Make sure they fit your style as well as much as you fit their style. Ask them questions, interview them, and see who you're most comfortable with. So once you figure out which lender you're going to use, it's time to get pre-approved. Here's what you need to do. Fill out an application, jump on your computer. You'll provide personal information like your name, address, social security number, and your income. Second thing, you're going to submit documentation to support this. This usually includes your W-2, pay stubs, tax returns, and if you're self-employed, that's really important. Bank statements as well to show proof of funds. And lastly, authorize a credit check. The lender will want to do a credit check on you in order to check your credit score and your payment history. Once the lender has all this information, they'll be able to calculate your debt to income ratio and tell you what you can afford. So one question we get all the time, when should I get pre-approved? Well, the answer is quite simple. Whenever you're ready, but the earlier the better. So even if you think you're like 6, 9, 12 months away, you might want to have that conversation just to be educated on what you would need to get this job done. Now, it's no problem in asking the lender to do a soft pull so we can make sure that there's no major concerns on your credit report. And if there is, they can be able to tell you what you may need to do to fix this in order to be qualified when time comes to buy that home 6, 9, 12 months from now. So again, people always ask this question, if I pull my credit score now, will that affect my credit history? And the answer really depends. Usually it's not a big deal, but as I mentioned earlier, have them do a soft pull. Now, when you're really serious and you think you're ready to pull the trigger to buy that home and you're ready, they'll want to do a hard credit inquiry on you. However, it's okay to do multiple credit pulls within a 45-day period with it barely affecting your credit score. So it's part of the process, so just get it done anyway. So now we're going to talk about things to avoid while going through the pre-approval process. Changing jobs, don't. Changing jobs can affect your pre-approval process. If you need to change a job, you would want to talk to the lender first before doing so. Secondly, taking on new debt do not do it. For the love of God, do not open new credit cards, do not buy a new car, do not start financing furniture. You don't have your home yet. Doing this could increase your debt to income ratio and affect your approval process. Lastly, do not skip the pre-approval process. It does not make any sense to go look at homes if you do not know how much you can afford. If you do not have a pre-approval, you cannot put in an offer. No seller is going to accept your offer, no matter how good it is, if you don't have proof of funds or a pre-approval. So don't skip the pre-approval process. So again, remember, pre-approval is not guaranteed. Any changes during the process can affect what happens to the pre-approval. And that can mean a change in the job, as I said before, your income, taking on new debt, your DTI is rising. So be very careful. And if you're not sure, talk to the lender to make sure whatever you need to do can be done. So there you have it. Getting pre-approved is by far the most important step, and arguably the best step you can take if you want to make home ownership your goal. It sets you up for success, puts confidence in what you know you can afford, and helps you put in the best offer possible when you find your dream home. So if you're ready to start the pre-approval process, reach out to us. We'd love to connect you with a lender if you don't have one and answer any questions you may have about buying your home. Lastly, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can stay up to date with all things real estate. Until next time, see you on our next video.